There'll be people watching this, Liz, that say, well, simple, have your vaccine, then you won't lose your job. What would you say to that?
Okay, so for me personally, my situation is that I'm breastfeeding and I have looked at the risks and benefits. I'm quite competent of sort of assessing risks and benefits. I feel that the risk of COVID infection to me personally is very minimal. And at the moment, I don't feel satisfied with the level of evidence that would suggest whether the vaccine is safe in breastfeeding. So I want to await further evidence, really. So that's my,
so you're not saying
decision.
no to the vaccine. What you're saying is that based on your own personal circumstances, you're saying not yet, maybe in the future. But
I am, absolutely. I'm
yet.
saying not yet. And I think hopefully, you know, I'm yet to have some discussions with my work. I'm hoping for a sort of redeployment option, maybe. But what I'm saying is I will have it potentially, or I will consider having it either when I'm not breastfeeding or when there's satisfactory evidence. And that's my position. Obviously, lots of other people are choosing not to have it for perfectly valid reasons. And I think that obviously as a health professional, we have to consider the consent element and the fact that everybody in our care is entitled to informed consent, and we're not being allowed that.
And my last question, very briefly to you, Liz, is what would you say to people that would say, well, you're putting your patients at risk?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think actually when you look at the basics of patient safety, it's undeniably much more risky to lose tens and tens of thousands of members of staff rather than having some unvaccinated members of staff working, especially with the recent evidence regarding how long the sort of reduced transmissibility element of the vaccine lasts. I do not feel that this legislation is about patient safety at all. And I think if they were prioritising patient safety, they would not be talking about anything sort of letting go that number of staff when the NHS is on its knees. And I think they're not considering that it's a compounding factor. So if you lose, say, 70,000 members of staff, the people who are left behind are then more overworked, they feel more undervalued, and those people might potentially then leave as well. So actually, it could be the catalyst for the collapse of the NHS, in my view.